Hey guys, welcome to Learn the Easy Way. Whenever we write a C program, we always use printf and scanf functions. Today, we are going to play with these functions and explore all the interesting and unusual ways we can use them. Also, I will show you some cool tricks you probably haven't used before. And if you say these cool tricks with your friends, you can gain some aura points in C programming. So, let's dive in and have some fun with C programming. Before going, I just want to give a small clarity. The main purpose of printf function is to display output on the screen. Clear? Now let's get started. It is a small C program which prints hello guys. Let's see. And yes, it printed hello guys. Now let's start our fun. What happens if I modify it like this? What will it print? Think about it. Will it throw an error? Or will it print hello guys 4 5? Let's see. Oh, it printed the same output. Hello guys again. What's happening here? Let me give you a small clarity. This printf is a function. If we write something like this, printf hello guys followed by 4 comma 5, it means we are passing arguments here. Hello guys is an argument, 4 is an argument, 5 is an argument. So we are passing three arguments to the function printf. Cool. Here I used a word argument. What is this argument means? Let me explain you with a small program. In your left side, you can see a small program here. In this program, you have an add function. Okay. You have to focus on two things here. First thing is int add of int a, int b. It is in line number 4. And second thing is int result equals to add of x comma y. It is in line number 10. Here it is called as function definition. Okay, it is called as function definition. It is also called as called function. Simply it represents the function which we are calling. Okay, so it is called as called function, and it is said to be calling function. Cool. The things inside of this called function are called as parameters. Cool. So here we have two things, a, b. So all parameters are a, b, and the things inside of this calling function are called as arguments. Here we have two arguments, x and y. So what's happening here is we know the value of x is 5 and the value of y is 10. These are the actual values we know, and in the main function we are calling this add function, and we are passing the values x, y to this add function. Now what happens is we have this function definition or called function, right? Simply this x value will reach to this a, this y value will be stored in this b. So a equals to x, the value of x is 5, b equals to y and the value of y is 10. So here these both a and b acts as placeholders. They contain the value of x and y only, but these are some different names which we will be used in this called function. So just simply are placeholders. So just remember one thing here. Whenever you call a function, the things inside of this calling function are called arguments. And in the function definition, in this called function, these things will be called as parameters. And these arguments are actual values. And these parameters are just placeholders. If I run this program, I will get the answer as 15 because 5 plus 10 is 15, right? So let's see. Yes, we got 15. Now let's get back to our printf. So here we are passing 3 arguments to our printf function. To understand everything clearly, I need to explain you another concept, okay? It's a tiny concept, but you have to listen it very carefully. Now I'm gonna explain you the syntax of this printf function. This is our printf function, and the first argument for this printf function is format string. Okay, format string is the first argument we will pass to the printf function. I will explain you by giving examples. It will be easy to understand. So printf hello, it is our first argument, right? So it is our format string. Let me give you another example. Printf value of a equals to %d 5. We have two arguments here. It is the first argument, it is second argument, and the first argument is format string. And if we see here, it has two parts. Previously we just had a text here. Now we had a text along with a format specifier. Cool. We had a text and a format specifier. So a format string contains two things: plain text and a format specifier. I hope you guys know about these format specifiers. They are simply %d, %c, %s, %f, so on. These are our format specifiers. Okay. Now the remaining parts. Let's look about these remaining parts. The remaining arguments of printf function. These remaining arguments represents the values you want to print corresponding to the format specifiers. Let me take a small example. Printf hello %d %c, and I will give 5 and an alphabet A here. So if you observe, this is our first argument, it is the second argument, it is our third argument, and our first argument will be our format string. In this format string we had a plain text and two format specifiers. So the remaining arguments will represent the values. Values of what? Values of these two format specifiers. So %d will be mapped to this value 5, and similarly %c will map to this value a. So when we print it onto the console, it will print something like this: hello 5 and a, because %d will contain value 5 and %c will contain value a. So simply these remaining arguments are used to represent the corresponding format specifiers. Corresponding in the sense 5 should represent percentage D. The character A should represent the percentage C. So every format specifier will works on its data type, right? So these values should reach their exact corresponding format specifier. Sometimes we may have something like this: printf hello and 5 and something like this 6. Here it is our format string and these are our remaining arguments. In our format string we don't have any format specifier. It only we have plain text. Okay. So in such cases when you don't have any kind of format specifiers, these remaining arguments are ignored. Okay. Ignored in the sense compiler will evaluate these things, but they will not help to do any kind of operation on this format string. Okay. So it will just print hello on the console. Cool. Now let's do something crazy. What I will do is I will simply take these two and I will assign this printf to an integer a and I will try to print it. So what do you guys think? What will it print? Will it throw an error? Let's run it. Oh, it's printing the value as 10. Let's know how it goes. We know this, right? Printf is a function. Printf function will return an integer. Printf will return the number of characters printed on the screen. I will explain you with an example. Printf hello guys. So it gave us the output as 10. Now let us count something. How many characters are there here? 10 characters. So if we print this on the console means simply our output screen. Okay, it will print something like this: hello space guys. So it is of length 10. So simply the printf function will return 10. Now let us check whether this logic works on other things or not. I'll simply give hello. So what will it give? Oh, it is giving 5 because it printed 5 characters on the console. What if I give empty string? It means nothing. So we are printing nothing here. If we see, it is an empty in first line and here it is getting 0. So we discussed about two things. First one is the argument stuff, about arguments, and second one is about return values. By using these two concepts we can explore more things. I will give you a brief example. Printf 1 followed by printf 2 and again printf 3. Before running it I will explain what happens here. Let us consider this outer printf. How many argument it has? 1, and this whole thing as a second argument. 2 is a first argument, it is a second argument. And if we consider the inside printf, it has another two arguments. It is 1, it is 2. The C compiler will start evaluating the printf function from right to left manner. So first of all it will check this argument. We know what a printf will return. It will just return the number of things it printed on the console. We have a printf here, so simply on the console it will print 3. Number of characters it printed on the console, just one character, right? So its return value will be 1. How does the printf statement looks now? 2 comma 1. We know it. Here here we don't have any format specifier, and in the right side we has a value. It's not any printf statement or not any expression to evaluate. We just had an value, it will not affect anything. So simply 2 will be printed onto the console. So now 2 got printed. How many characters got printed by this printf? Just one character, right? So this printf as a whole will return the value 1. The second argument will contain the value 1 now. After this evaluation, this printf looks something like this. Again, we don't have any format specifier now, so it will see here it is not a printf statement or it is not an expression to evaluate, it's just a simple number. So nothing goes here, simply the 1 will be printed onto the console. So 3 2 1, let's check the output, and we got 3 2 1. See, with all these concepts we can explore many things. We can use this printf in if conditions, also in loops and expressions. Let me write a small snippet. Here, what we did is inside the if condition, we wrote a printf statements inside 1. Cool. So we know that this printf function will return an integer value. What will it return? It will return the number of characters it printed on the console. So it is our console, and here we are just printing the character 1, so it will print 1. As we printed just a single character, the return value will be 1. So if 1 means simply it is true, so it will print inside if. Oh, we got an error here. Yeah, sorry. Yes, it printed inside if. Cool. We can write anything here. In case of hello, if printf hello, here we are printing HELLO. So on the console, HELLO got printed, and these are 5 characters. So return value of this printf will be 5. If of 5 is true, so again it will print inside if. Let's check it out. Nice. Just remember one thing. In if conditions, you can give any number, literally any integer, except 0. So if any integer accepts 0, it will give true. If 0 is false. Okay, cool. Let's check the 0 case. If I give an empty string here, okay, if I give an empty string, printf empty string, so this empty string means we are printing nothing in this console. Okay, we are just printing nothing, so the return value will be 0 here. So thus it will go to the else part. In else, inside else will be get printed. Let's check it out. And yes, the first line is empty here, if you see, and the second line is inside else. Now let's explore the loops part. I will take a simple for loop 0 to, in the condition part, again I'm giving a printf statement with %t and a space, comma I, and I'm checking something like less than 3 for suppose, and I'm incrementing the value of I. That's it, a single line statement. Okay, so if we see the output, it will be something like this: 0 to 10 numbers. How? How we are getting 0 to 10 numbers? Let me explain it. We are checking the condition printf percentage d and a space comma I less than 3. It is our condition. So here indirectly we are checking the return value of this printf statement. If that return value is less than 3, then our condition will be true. So let's trace it out. Initially I value will be 0. So at I equal to 0, I will give a small console here. Cool. So at I equal to 0, printf percentage d and a space comma I value is 0, right? So here percentage d will be having the value 0. So on the console we are printing 0 and a space. I will denote a space like this for your understanding purpose. So here we are printing two characters on the console. So the return value will be 2, and this 2 is less than 3. So our condition is satisfied and the I value will be getting incremented. Now I value is 1. Cool. Again the printf statement. Printf percentage d and a space comma I value is 1. The percentage d value will be 1. So on the console 1 is printed followed by a space, and we printed two characters here. So the return value of this printf will be 2. Again 2 less than 3. So again I value will be incremented and it will be 2 now. Like this the same goes on up to at I equal to 9. Okay, up to I equal to 9 we will be having the same thing, 2 less than 3, and the output will be 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 at this point. Okay, at this particular point when I is 10, let's check what happens. Printf percentage d and a space, here I value is 10. Now the value of percentage d is 10 here. So on the console we will be printing 10 followed by a space. If we observe here, we are printing three characters: 1, 0 and a space. So we are printing three characters here. Thus the return value for this printf function will be 3. And let's check the condition: 3 less than 3, it's false, right? So the loop will be stopped and hence a final output will be 0 to 10 numbers. And if we see here, we got 0 to 10. That's it. Now let's see about the expressions part. Let us suppose int a equals to 1 plus 2 plus a printf statement. Here it's like by plus 4. Printf value of a equal to percentage d a. So just give a random guess. What will be the value of a here? Just remember all the concept. Just remember the return concept. Okay, return value of the printf concept. You can easily understand it and you can easily answer it. I will explain you. int a equals to 1 plus 2 plus a printf statement like by plus 4. Here, let us suppose it is our console and we encountered a print statement in the RHS of equal to. Cool. So in the print statement we gave something like bye. So it got printed in the console. How many characters it is? 3 characters, right? Hence the return value will be 3. Thus a equals to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. What is the answer? 10. Let's check it out. And boom, we got 10. Isn't it interesting? In this way, literally we can do many things using printf. And topics related to scanf will be covered in our next part. Until then, stay tuned and please subscribe our channel. Thank you.